You've just opened your eyes for the first time. Look, it's your mom. She's a beluga whale, which makes you a baby beluga whale. You're 4.5 feet long and weigh 125 pounds. You float to the surface. You take your first breath of fresh air. You hear the sound of a river in the background. The water is cold, but not that cold. I wouldn't get used to that. Your mother only came here to give birth to you because you're not ready for those cold Arctic streets. Out there, you're whale soup. Speaking of soup, you realize that you're incredibly hungry. You make your way back to mom, and your instincts guide you to that sweet, sweet mommy milk. You like that? That's good, because that's all you'll be eating for the next year. Now, you may not realize it, but your skin is gray, unlike your mother, who has a brilliant pearl white hide. Now, don't you worry. She didn't sleep with a killer whale or anything like that. By the time you're an adult, your skin will be just as white. You spend the next couple of months perpetually by your mother's side as you gradually make your way back to the frigid Arctic waters, rarely venturing more than a few feet from her. You and your mother travel in a group of whales known as a pod, consisting of 9 other mother belugas and their calves. After a few months, you become a little more curious and you start practicing dives and chasing little fish. Now, you don't catch any because you're pretty bad, but you'll get the hang of it eventually. In the meantime, you still have endless mommy milk on demand. You spend a lot of time playing games with the other calves, mostly racing around ice floes. Every day, your mother teaches you a little more, preparing you for adulthood. She shows you how to breathe using holes in the ice and how to echolocate using your melon. Oh, right. That's the thing on your face, by the way. It's called a melon, and it allows you to use echolocation to navigate and hunt. Turns out you're actually quite the singer. In fact, beluga whales are known as the canaries of the sea because of their famous singing abilities. According to legend, every beluga whale has its own unique song in his heart. I wonder what's yours. I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of? Guess you're a goth boy. Good luck with that. You might not realize this, but you are a cetacean, which means you're related to whales, dolphins, and porpoises. You're also one of only 4 species of whales that don't have a dorsal fin. The other 3 are gray whales, northern right whales, and narwhals. Yeah, narwhals are whales, right? The reason you don't have a dorsal fin is because you spend a lot of your life swimming beneath the ice, and a dorsal fin rubbing up against that ice would cause a lot of problems. The last peculiar thing about your species is that you have a flexible neck. Unlike most other whales, this allows you to forage in tight spaces under the ice. As the years go on, you become more and more independent. You've become a decent hunter and your singing skills have greatly improved. Let's take a listen. Still a goth boy, I see. Okay, moving on. You continue to grow on a diet of Arctic cod, capelin, and herring. Occasionally, you eat crustaceans and squids if you get the chance. By year 5, you are officially no longer a calf and are a juvenile. Now a young bull, you weigh 1,000 pounds and are almost completely white. You spend pretty much all of your time hanging with other young bulls in your pod, no longer swimming alongside your mother. These days, she's too busy with your little sister who was just born 2 years ago. You and the bros really lock in. You play together, hunt together, wrestle to see who's the top whale. Sadly, it isn't you. No, that would be Kyle. But you're not the weakest either. You still have a few more years to mature, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. He's probably just an early bloomer. You and the boys know how important it is to stay on point, because even though belugas are predators, they aren't at the top of the food chain. No, that position belongs to your greatest enemy, killer whales. In fact, you've lost a couple of bros to killer whales, but that's just part of life as a beluga whale. You're now 8 and you are a fully mature beluga bull. Your skin is a dazzling solid white. You weigh 2,200 pounds and are 17 feet long. You're not the biggest beluga whale, but you're still pretty big for a beluga. Then you notice you start to look at the girl beluga whales a little differently. They smell better. Their songs are sweeter, and for some inexplicable reason, you just love the way their melons jiggle. Up and down, up and down. You just have this irresistible urge to just smash your face in it. And so you know what that means. It's mating season. All the other guys in the pod start shooting their shots at the chicks. And then you see her, the most beautiful beluga cow in the pod, Luna. She's a couple years younger than you, but that's okay. The age of consent for belugas is 4, so it's all green lights, buddy. You go up to her and you sing your song. Ooh, looks like she didn't like that. Guess she's not into goth boys. And would you look at that? Of course, she's into Kyle. His melon's bigger than yours. You swim off, feeling a little discouraged, and then you see her in the distance. Her name's Jennifer, but she goes by Jen. She's 1 year younger than you. Her melon isn't as thick as Luna's, but it's very round, and you like that. So you go up to her and you sing your song. Ho, looks like she's feeling you, my man. Wow. Well, smack my butt and call me Charlie. Looks like you found yourself a goth girl. You take your time, get to know her, because belugas, you're a classy type. You dance, you sing, you take her out to sushi, and after a season of courting, she finally lets you play with her melon. You continue to swim with her. After 14 months, Jen and the other chicks group together and form their own pod. They're making the long trip back to the same coastal waters that you were born in to give birth to your first son. More than likely, you will never see her again, and you'll probably not meet your child either, but that's okay. In fact, you're actually quite relieved she's gone. You were getting a little tired of her, and you also never met your father, so this seems normal to you. Now it's just you and the boys again, and you pick up right where you left off. You'll repeat this cycle many more times throughout your long life, as you'll likely live well into your 40s or 50s. Rolling with the boys, fending off orcas, picking up chicks, making kids, and starting all over again. As you get older, you continue to get a little bigger every year. Most years you're able to find a mate, but nobody gets lucky every mating season. Even Kyle. Those are the years you get real spiritual. Lock in and work on yourself. Try to become a more high-value whale. As time goes on, you notice less and less ice in the Arctic oceans. The water feels a little warmer, and you notice more and more of these loud, large metal objects in the water. You do your best to avoid them, though, because they mess with your echolocation. And rumor has it that sometimes when belugas get too close, they don't always come back. No one's really sure what happens to them, but you don't want to find out. As you get closer to 50, you notice you aren't as powerful or as fast as you used to be. You're still strong, but you just feel tired. 1 year, you try to pick up a young chick. She's like 20 years younger than you, but you still think you got it. You start to swim up to her, but then you get cut off by another bull. He looks like he's about 10 years younger than you. You size him up and you realize you're no match for this younger buck. You begin to swim away when you realize that he looks just like you did when you were that age. Well, I'll be damned. I think that's your son. And then you realize you've lived a good life. You probably have over 20 children out there in that ocean. You swim to the surface and take a deep breath of that cold, crispy, salty Arctic air. You dive back under and find a spot under the ice to go and chill. The water was calm. It felt warm. You close your eyes and for the last time, let out one more song.
When I was a young boy, my father took me.
From the water you came, and to the water you will return. The end.